Yo, what it is, what's up? We're back at it again. So, I'd like to talk about perspective and changing. I figured that I might as well do this video early since I feel like I'm done, hey? Like for today, I'm at my max when it comes to programming because I've really been patient with myself. Yesterday we talked about patience and yes, like I'm full. I really took time in terms of understanding how to create components and dealing with props, which are properties and such and such. Usually I just skim over stuff, once I figure out an answer or if I don't figure it out and I get it from per se the other answering sheet or whatever. Yeah, then I'm like, you know what, it's cool, it's whatever. Let me just progress. But this time around, I was like, yo, I really need to understand and put myself in the position of actually writing this down. It needs to be second nature, or else what's the point? And yeah, I was like, yo, this is good, this is great, And basically this is me expressing and embodying a mind state that grants me more time instead of always being rushed. And I thought to myself, I was like, when did this mind state start? When did I start rushing? And the earliest time that I can think of, I believe, was in grade 5. I was moving to a different school, right? And I failed the assessment test. I think I had to write math, English, and your boy definitely failed. Not definitely, but yeah, I failed math. We did well with English, and they sent me a grade behind, so I had to repeat grade 5. So yeah, my math was not up to par. So with that being said, I guess ever since then I've had a sense of longing to be with my peers, which to a certain degree, that right there was just not the whole thing, the full thing. Anyways, that's a different story concerning validation and placement. But basically, to sum up this story, and then so I've always felt like I have to catch up to a good amount of stuff, especially considering social, economical status, and economics at home. It's like, I've always felt like, okay, cool, man. I've been placed in a place where, obviously, it's a bit above our league, but I could work towards, catching up. And I guess that is unhealthy because I'm right there. It's just about perspective. So with that being said, perspective is very important because I feel like, living life with a certain view could always per se leave you behind, or I would always be second place because of that perspective of like, oh, I'm trying to catch up, but never understanding that, no, I'm actually here. So with that being said, that's one thing that I feel like has been important for me to address as of late is what's my perspective. So what I usually do in order to per se gain the right perspective is monitor my thoughts. That's the first thing, right? The second thing is that depending on the thoughts and the intensity of the emotion, right? Let's just say we're just assessing the thought for its value. It's either I say yes or no. If I find out that, nah, this is useful, yes. If it isn't, no. If I'm uncertain, I look at the emotion and per se the outcome of the emotion or what it'll lead to. And then, I assess it according to the feeling. And I understand that what I'm feeling here, no. It's a no-go. We can't be living life like this because, here's an example, right? Today I was on Instagram and I started a whole new Instagram, right? Not because I don't have Instagram or I lost my password, but just as a sense of detaching from the life that I used to live, per se, as a creative and trying to do the whole fashion thing and whatnot, which is also another route for validation or a journey for validation. deep rooted one that I never completed. And yeah, I was checking out per se people in per se the same plus minus the same social group or whatever. And yeah, with that being said, I noticed that my emotions started to swell in my chest. And it's a regular thing. It's been a regular thing since 2018 on social media, if not even before that. But 2018 was like a defining moment. So with that being said, I was assessing the feeling. I was like, why do I feel like this? You know? Because I'm not even trying to do the whole creative thing. Is it a sense of jealousy, animosity, regret? Or what is it? That envy or happiness? Because logically, I could be like, yeah, big ups. I like to see people win. But internally, is that how I feel? Am I lifted? And it was a fiery emotion. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm getting fired up. Yes, I should probably get back to programming, right? And then I was like, you see this right here, I don't believe is a worthy journey to endeavor on or a worthy motivating factor. I can't be motivated by seeing people win because it is of irrelevance to what I'm doing and where I'm at or where I'm trying to go or who I'm trying to be around. You see, because that's in the past, this is in the present. So you see that perspective right there. I always look at things as a dualistic perspective. It's like, okay, cool, Karena. We could be like, nah, get motivated. You know what I'm saying? When you see people win, get hungry. But it's like, what's the opposite of that, right? Get jealous, hate on people. But it's like, why do we play this game? See, these two games. Why do we play this game? Why don't we play a different game? Because this is irrelevant to where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you're willing to love, then you should be willing to hate. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, because you're here, this is one and the same thing. Two coins of the same thing. Hence, you get these weird relations that people have. And I look at it and I'm like, nah, this is the type of stuff that I can't do. Because I understand my nature. I understand how I feel. And I could never lie to myself. You know what I'm saying? So me understanding my personal philosophy and perspective and understanding that, yo, this is not good. They love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. It's because it's the same damn thing. Negative charge, positive charge. Let's not even get metaphysical with it. So with that being said, I was like, I need to, hence the reason for detaching, right? And understanding that this is not where I'm at. This is not my focus. Two different industries. I'm cool. That's my past life. This is my new life. And in my new life, instead of seeking validation, instead of having my artistry being emotionally driven and all of that other stuff, whatever has been going on in my head, at least I understand and I know that right here, right now, everything is internal, especially knowing that this is a fresh start. Probably YouTube right now is like my biggest. My biggest following is on YouTube. Forget about WhatsApp. Even though I don't have as many views, but it's good. The people that I connect with are connected on the basis of what it is that I do, who it is that I'm becoming, not who it is that I was and what it is that I had done. Pardon me if I didn't say that correctly. So that's where I'm at. And I really value this perspective because I understand that it's internal. It's internal and it's in depth. Like I have an internal motivation. It isn't as fiery as it used to because that was emotional. Right now, it's more so logical. Yes, emotion is intact there, but there's a constant shedding of ego. There's a focus on per se skill. And this is the type of perspective that I look at and I'm like, this is really beneficial. And, as I grow, I practice morality. Because, I'm not going to lie. Hey, there's a lot of perspectives, per se, in the past that I needed to let go of that I really struggled with letting go of. And that's just that's just due to being in a specific space and around specific people and having specific narratives. You see, perspectives, narratives, it's important to make sure that, hey, no ways, like, let's cut it, hey. If this narrative does not fit me, it's best that we cut it. If this perspective does not fit me, it's best that we cut it. Because, what's the use? Like, for real, what's the use? You know? Let's just say analyzing these perspectives and narratives that don't serve us is healthy, because at the end of the day, we understand, okay, cool, this is how we maneuver ego. This is the game that people are playing. But when it comes to personal stuff, I look at it, I was like, you see, it's highly important that I pay attention to the perspective and the narrative, right? And my view. And how wide is it? Because the common problem, right, with perspective is it could be narrow, you know? Basically, to round this off, it's also important that this is why I bring up morality and I'm having these discussions about morality, because at least I understand how narrow is my view and how can I widen it? What thoughts serve me? What thoughts don't? And then, cool, this is a narrative. Hence, this will be the game that we play. Right now, this is prior to us playing the game. And, we're developing this perspective, we're developing this narrative, we're developing some character development. But how wide and how big are we going to go? And we're really aiming to do it big, real big. Hence, we're doing this from the ground up, understanding as an adult that, this is how I feel. This is what I'm about. This is where I'm getting at. So, yeah, that's my chat for today. Pardon me if it was a whole long-winded rant, but yeah, make sure to enjoy your day. And as for me, I believe I'm going to read. I really want to get back to practicing discrete math, but the way things look, hey, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Thank you for watching. And yeah, that's what's up.